Greetings and welcome to another installment of Easy SPSS. I am Dr. Gross, and today we will go over the Friedman's test, another non-parametric test. Real quick, here is our data set that we've been working. This is data view, where each row is a participant, each column is a variable. And this is kind of our spreadsheet Excel looking part. And if we go to variable view, we can see all the different variables. We added this one last time, I believe. No, we added this one last time. Mid exercise. Let's expand that program weight. And today we're going to add a new variable, post exercise program weight. So we have an original weight. Where is it? Yep, there it is. We'll call it our baseline weight, and then let's just hypothetically say they went through this exercise program, and let's see if their weight changed midway through and after the program is completed. Right? So let me stick with my script and so why the Friedman's test? Well, we have three repeated measures now. You know, we have a baseline weight, a mid, and a post weight. And so this is kind of like a non-parametric version of a repeated measures ANOVA. So if you have repeated time stamps or measures, you can see if there's a change across those data points in time. So the ANOVAs, no matter the type, one way, two way, repeated measures, they all assume normality. So if the data violates the assumptions of normality, it means that you can't use those tests. But there are tests that account for or are more robust to deviations from normality. And that's what these non-parametric tests do. So the Friedman's test ranks each subject's three scores. Again, this is it's a ranking kind of a system, much like the Wilcoxon rank, and test for any overall differences in those ranks. And so the variables we'll use today for this test are weight, which we already have. We added the mid-exercise program weight last time, and today we'll just add one more variable, post-exercise weight, and post-exercise program weight. If there are any missing values, which is not this time, there will be in the next video, we would enter -99 as our missing code, which we will in the next video, if you've forgotten how to do that. So let's add our post program weight if it is missing. If it is missing, which if this is your first time viewing it, it is missing. You don't have this yet. So here it is right here, post exercise program weight. So the first thing I'm going to do is wait for this thing to go away and go to variable view. And in variable view, you can see the post exercise program weight name that I've given that variable. And the first free row that you should have is row 13. So post underscore exercise program. So I'm using using those rules of naming that SPSS forces us to do. No spaces, right? For the type, we can just say it's numeric. Width is fine. It'll auto-generate those. Decimal is fine at 1. For the label, I put in post-exercise program weight, just like the label for midway exercise program weight. No values here. It's just going to be scale measurements. That was kind of funny. It was a pun. Anyway, if we go over to the measure, it is a scale type of measure. And you would step on a scale to get these weights, which was the pun. I'm sorry, that was terrible. If you had to endure that. Pause right here and go ahead and enter those values. All right. Now that you've had a few minutes to enter those values, we can go to running the test. So let's go to analyze. And again, we're going to go to non-parametric, legacy dialogues, and this time K-related samples. So analyze up here at the top, non-parametric, legacy dialogues, K-related samples. And so I've already entered those in, but if they weren't, we would go ahead and put those in. So we want the weight, the regular weight that we had in the beginning. So that's our baseline. I can just double click that in. And then we want to repeated measures. We want to see, did the original weight change halfway through? Did it change at the end significantly? We want to make sure that the test type is Friedman and that is selected. And then we can click OK and run the analysis. And you'll see, again, a few tables. Your descriptive statistics are up here. No missing values in this case. Because since these were related samples and there were two missing values for weight initially, it removed those cases entirely. So for the 30 cases in each group that it assessed, the average, the mean is here, but we're not looking at averages. We're looking again at medians. So the median weight is the same as the other side, 132. Now the midway is 134.95, post is 135.15. So I would say that those are all pretty, close together again. So just looking at the medians, I would say it doesn't look like a significant difference, but yeah, I could be wrong. Then we'll go to the ranks table. And this is just showing you the average rank. So the average rank for weight, 1.87, midway exercise program, 2.23. And so on and so forth for the post-exercise program weight. The most important box that you'll look at or output is the test statistics table. And so here you can see a chi-square of 2.467 and a p-value, your significance indicator. Your p-value is 0.291. Which is definitely not less than 0.05. So a non-significant test finding. And then just simply stated what did that measure and what does it mean? And what does it mean that it's non-significant? Well, because P is equal to 0.91, well above 0.05, there is no statistically significant difference among baseline, mid measurement, and post measurements. Even though mid has the highest rank, 2.23 overall, it doesn't, change enough to conclude that there was a meaningful or significant shift in the median weights across all groups, right? The baseline, the mid, and the post measurement groups. Hopefully that was informative for you, at least how to run the test. Different data. You might encounter a different output. But again, this is just a basic way to run the test, and I hope it was helpful. So stay tuned for, I believe, our last video that I'm aware of in this series. So if we include more, I look forward to that. But stay tuned for our last video coming up next. I'm Dr. Gross, signing off.